After a long day of work, do you have that struggle where you're deciding if you want to go home, prepare, and cook a meal, or if it would just be easier and quicker if you could go out and buy a meal? Well, I, as a busy mom, understand that struggle daily and trying to come up with something quick and easy as much as it would be easy to just go and buy a meal and bring home to the family or go out to eat so I don't have to cook. But my deciding factor always is the beneficial factors of cooking at home, eating at home, rather than going out and dining out and buying a meal. You not only save money by doing that, but the health benefits of cooking and preparing your own food compared to going out and buying and dining out is a big difference. These days in economy, we're all looking to save money. We know that jobs are hard to find, and income is something we try to save. So when you go out and buy a meal, it actually is cheaper than if you go to a restaurant and purchase a dine-in meal. In 2018, the US Department of Agriculture stated that Americans spend more money on dining out than they do buying groceries for their home to just prepare their food at home. And you can easily spend the same amount of money in one night of dining as you could in a week worth of groceries. Usually when you cook at home, you have more ingredients and more options. You can make larger quantities, and not only can you feed more people, but that gives you plenty of leftovers. So saving money, cooking at home, that is a big win. You also get very beneficial health benefits by cooking and eating at home rather than going out to eat. And that is way more important than saving money is your health, taking it very seriously and making sure you take actions to live a healthier lifestyle like many people do these days. But one of the simplest things you can do is just go buy your groceries, fresh ingredients, go home and take the time and cook. The National Heart, Lung, and Blood Association stated that in the last 20 years, portions have doubled at restaurants. So in one sitting of what you eat dining out could possibly be enough for 3 people. And that gets me to portion control. When you cook at home, you have the ability to control how much portions you have for vegetables, protein, starches, things like that. So you have way more portion control at home. In 2014, they published an article that stated if you actually go out to eat, you can consume about 200 more calories than eating at home. The average fast food meal ranges from 1,100 to 1,200 calories. And to give you an idea of how high that is, in one day, a woman should consume about 1,600 to 2,400 calories. And for men, it's a little bit higher. You can consume 2,000 to 3,000 calories a day. But when you cook at home, you can control those calorie intakes. You can use different ingredients, and the restaurants tend to use more oils and sugars and sodiums. And at home, you can find substitutes for oils, artificial sweeteners, things like that, that can give you better options as far as calorie intake. You also will not be eating as much saturated fat. And all of that is definitely going to lead into health issues such as diabetes, blood pressure, heart disease, things that definitely are linked to those high sodium and saturated fat diets. One of the main things I think people don't cook at home for is because they don't have the confidence to think you have to be a chef to cook at home. Otherwise, you cannot create the quality meal that you're looking for in a dine-in restaurant. They luckily are starting more studies on teaching people cooking classes and how much more confidence they gain in those classes. So they do go home and learn that there are ways they can cook with all those ingredients and still make a restaurant quality meal. And it shows that their health has changed when they actually incorporate all those different cooking elements into their lifestyle. So there's plenty of reasons to cook at home instead of going out to eat. And one of the biggest things that I agree with is being able to cook at home with a spouse, a child, a friend, somebody you can make memories with and have that connection and a relationship. The APA stated that it actually keeps you more connected in relationships when you cook at home. It keeps you engaged in each other in learning how to cook new things and enjoy new things together. So I really hope you guys decide to go home and cook a meal instead of going through that drive-through.